Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. So, you freed the prisoners, they've gone back to their house, you have heard about the Bastards of the Firewood taking over Anvil, goblins on the road.
I don't even know where Anvil is. It's
It's
like
northeast.
hundreds of miles north. I don't even give a shit.
Yeah, you don't know, you don't care.
How far off did? Way off the map, right? Doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I kind of expected there to be more going on with Marjorie's family.
Nope, pretty simple.
No, they're pretty boring. Okay.
Okay.
And it sounded like they didn't have any more information. I probably shut up when I was like, I don't know, you sided with that witch. And they're like, what are you talking about? We were just kidnapped in the middle of the night and thrown in jail.
Yeah.
They don't have any further information. They literally were just
They-
randomly arrested and they have no idea what's going on.
They ask where Marjorie's been, what's been happening, they have no idea what's happening. They literally got dragged out of their beds and have just been in jail for a month.
And the bit about the sister fleeing from Red Shield guards was just totally made up.
Totally made up.
The whole family has been imprisoned in the keep for
Yep.
a month and a half or whatever.
Yep. That's what happens back in the day.
Maybe I feel a little bit guilty about dilly-dallying on this quest.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Guess I don't even need to give them their first meal. Do they seem like they need money, or are they good?
Well, they're peasants. I think they could always use some more money, but I think they're all right.
I mean, I guess they didn't betray me. It was Marjorie that betrayed me, but or was planning on it or something. Who knows? Whatever. I don't give them any money unless they ask for it.
No.
I'm sort of a little confused by the whole ordeal. And I guess I head back to the bear cave.
All right. You get back to the bear
What
cave.
day is it?
It is still Monday the 14th. What is your plan, if any, to retrieve Annabelle Redshield's library?
Oh, yeah. I am going to retrieve the shit out of that and probably her workshop. I think I want to buy a cart for my horse. Or something.
Why would I even undo this pen? Why would I take
Can a riding horse tow a cart?
Slowly. It'd be better to get a mule.
Oh, yeah. So let's do that. I got 825 gold. I assume I can buy a mule and a cart.
God, do you have that much gold on you? You're just like carrying it around?
I do because I'm on the road and I was expecting horse expenses.
Yeah.
But normally that lives in my wizard locked room.
Okay, you can buy a mule, donkey, ass, or mule for 8 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Transportation. Wagon or cart wheel, but no price for wagons or carts.
I remember going over this, yeah.
I think you can probably buy a carriage is 150 gold.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
we
a
went
full
over this with shenanigans, I remember.
right.
I mean, we may have bought a carriage for shenanigans, but
I think you can probably get just a small cart. You're like a 2-wheeled cart that just attaches to a creature, right?
yeah, let's see. A chariot is 200. Carriage, that's like a covered carriage, though, right?
Yeah, that's like something that people would ride in, and then you'd have a person out front driving it, like Hateful Eight style. To name something.
What's a sedan chair?
That's the sort of like pleasure thing that you have slaves carrying that you lay on that has like the nice fabrics and the pillows and
Right. Well, I guess hold on. So 4 wheels would cost 20 gold.
Yeah.
I guess two wheels would be 10.
So I think a small cart, like a 2-wheeled cart, you could probably buy for 30 gold.
Okay.
That seems reasonable for a small cart. Maybe a large cart, like a four-wheeled wagon, would cost like 60 gold.
Mm-hmm. That two-wheeler is fine. So you said 30 gold plus 8 for the horse.
Yeah, 38 gold for your basic low-level cart
Okay.
and mule. Why don't we go back to town music, though, instead of indoor music?
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna set out probably the how long it'll take me like a day and a half to get from. So I think what I'm gonna do is set out in like the middle of the night, like leave at like 3 in the morning, and that way so I can get back to Misty Rapids by the end of the day. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, just do like a super long. That seems like the most sensible way to get there on foot? Or the most, I guess there's that roadside tavern along the way, isn't there?
There is.
Okay, so actually I'll just
Yeah, because a mule has the same movement rate as a person, so it would be a day and a half journey. Yeah. Or a day and change. You wouldn't, yeah.
Okay, so then I'll probably still want to get organized before dawn and loot Lady Redshield's place
Mm-hmm.
before there's too many witnesses.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How do you... Are you just going to load all the books in the back of the cart and then just drive it out of town?
Yeah,
Just drive a cart full of books?
I'm a fucking wizard.
Yeah, alright. Cool. So you buy this
almost-
horse, this or the mule, the wagon,
Mule on the cart. Yeah.
and the next morning, is it that you...
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to do here in town. Probably not. I will go back after I've slept in the bear cave and knock open the magically wizard locked
Oh, it's...
door. Or
you...
trapped.
Magically wizard locked door?
Drawer.
Drawer
Cave,
in,
so-
not the bear cave, in Lady Annabelle's house.
Yeah.
Yeah. The drawer
right.
contains notes, basically.
Anything important? Anything that indicates where she's going?
No. It seems more like house management stuff, like, this
And it was-
this section
it
of
was
the
just reasonable.
household needs to do these things. This section of the house needs to do that. Like, sister so and so will be taken care of. It seems like kind of classified information that you'd want about your family and messages and plans, but nothing that would show where she would go. Just kind of sort
She
of
doesn't seem. There's no indications that she owns property or has family elsewhere. Are there any? Just refer to any.
It does refer to other families, but that's all known information publicly. Like, nothing.
There's nothing about like a vacation home
No.
up in the Soggy Hills or something like that.
No.
A cabin in the woods that they might be hiding out in.
No.
Which is a mystery.
This just looks like the
Okay.
secret information that she wouldn't want a thief to get breaking into a house.
Okay.
So you take some time. It takes probably a couple of hours to load
Yeah,
up
so
all
I
the
get there
books.
before dawn. The cart and the mule.
Mhm.
Is her house is kind of apart from others, or
It has a nice hedge giving you privacy.
so I'll pull like the donkey and the wagon like inside the hedge wall and like set it up in the garden, and then take a couple of like load after load of books up the.
It takes you a while.
Yeah.
Climbing that staircase with those books is a bitch. I guess you can tuck them into your robes and then
Yeah,
climb up and
probably
then take
what
them
I
out of your
do.
robes.
I'm trying to think what other tricks I have up my sleeves. I can feather fall and reduce some of them.
Mhm.
But I probably just do it the old-fashioned way.
Sure. Sometime later, you
Is there anything in the laboratory that's of value? Like, I probably will unload as much of the laboratory as I feel like.
there's glassware.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like she really has a functioning potion making factory, but it looks like she's got materials to begin it at least. There's titration, titration tools and flasks and vials and boiling things and whatever the medieval like kerosene for style Bunsen burners.
Yeah. Okay. So I spend a few hours loading up the back of the cart with whatever I deem valuable from her secret laboratory.
Yeah. You finish packing up the cart just as the sun breaks or rises over the horizon.
Yep. And I think I probably got the mule's reins in my hand while I'm riding atop the horse. Or I guess I can just lead them both, can't I?
You can lead them both through the town as when you're actually driving it.
I'll throw some sort of tarp over the cart.
You don't have a
with
tarp.
it, or should okay, so I go buy a tarp.
Yeah, you can buy an early morning tarp. Toss in like a gold for a big tarp.
Okay.
Where were we? Right.
Tarp.
All right, and then you leave.
I head past the gate, leading a horse and a mule with a cart.
Yep.
Do they say anything, or they just like?
They wave you on through.
Okay.
No one really cares. You make it through Thornwood Forest without any problems.
And I will stay. How's the forest fire going?
It seems to be smoldering. There are reports that the southern edge of the forest the southern side of the forest has been on fire, but that the fire has not gone wild. It's springtime; things aren't quite dry. There have been lots of rains and soft waters and lots of dew. So a large section of the forest was burned, but the entire forest did not catch.
Okay.
Lucky for you. Yeah. So you make it past Thornwood, and there's that roadside tavern along the way, the roadside inn, just outside of the forest.
Yep. I will stop, stable my horses, and stay there for the night.
Okay. Easy peasy.
And hopefully I will have time to study that night.
Yes,
Maybe
you
not
do.
full 8 hours.
But you can get, because you...
Study on the road? Can I study from horseback?
Not on the road, but you can sleep in a little, or study later into the night and then sleep in a little bit and just travel less the next day.
Okay.
Because it's only 15 miles each way. It's not even a full day's journey on road, so it's fine. And the next day you take off and head back to Misty Rapids. You arrive, actually not quite arriving. Maybe 2 hours.
I'll go straight to the keep. Although I guess I
hold
usually
on.
come...
Before you get to Misty Rapids, 2 hours into your journey, you come across another group of foolhardy bandits who do not know who you are.
Nobody knows who I am.
No.
I murder everyone who would go around spreading rumors.
Right. So you're pushing your cart down along the road, and you see there's a couple of people, a pair of girls down the road. Each of them has a dog that they're petting on a leash. And as you get to within 60 feet, they stand up. The dogs start to strain against their leashes, moving towards you. And one of the girls loudly says, "Whoa there, traveler!"
I would have gained 2 HP since the last bandit fight, right? 1 for the night in the Giants, whatever, and then
No, not 1 for the night in the Giants. That's when you got stabbed.
Okay, so just 1 more HP for last night.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the girls calls to you, "Whoa there, traveler! I think my dogs are hungry."
I look down. I do have one spare charge that could be filled in my amulet, don't I? I look up to. How old is this girl?
18, 17. Maybe she's in her 20s and she just looks really young.
I
The
give
other
her
one
a
is maybe a little bit
smile.
older.
I am no mere traveler. I am Ark Carl, Archmage of Misty Rapids. And I'm
Oh,
afraid I don't have the patience for your hijinks. And I look around. You said four. Do I see two more bandits off to the side or?
I meant 4, including the 2 dogs.
Okay.
My bad.
Mhm.
She goes, you're Ark Carl, the murderer of Misty Rapids.
How far
right?
away is she?
60 feet. You can keep closing distance if you want, but she's started talking at 60 feet. You're the butcher, right? She nudges her friend or sister or whatever.
Tell me, what else do they call me? I want to. You said 60 feet.
Yeah.
Um,
Ark Carl, the one who...
I'm gonna get ready to cast a color spray. The range is only 20, so I will. I will start. I will leave. I will start moving slowly towards them.
Ark Carl, right? The pet wizard of Crazy Baron Song. The one
Crazy.
who murders people who sees his evil deeds. The orphan maker.
Orphan maker.
Is that who you are, really? And you're just strolling down the road, with your horse and your mule, all powerful evil wizard.
You let me get within 20 feet.
Yeah, the dogs are really straining
she-
against the leashes at this point, though, barking loudly.
So maybe she realizes that I'm not exactly listening. I'm muttering incomprehensible syllables under my breath.
Her sister starts nudging her, and her voice goes from like mocking to, Ark Carl, the wizard that turns people into frogs.
Yeah. Do you want to roll a
And
surprise
sees them-
or initiative or?
I think their confidence has been a little bit shattered. You get your spell off before they really make a reaction.
Yeah. So I mutter incomprehensible syllables under my breath, reach into a deep pocket, hurling a fistful of stand, knocking only 2 of them out in order of distance. So I think I knocked the dogs out.
Probably. The
Closer. 2d6. Yeah.
they don't get saves. They just crumple to the ground. The girls stop in their words, and I think at this point we roll initiative.
If you insist.
I do. I really, really do. 9. You go first, Carl. Georg. Whatever your name is.
Erase one of these golden threads from my character sheet. Erase some colored sand. Oh. I draw Carl the dagger and hoist it overhead. Do they have weapons?
Yes, they do. One of them has a spear. One of them has a club. The one that's speaking has a spear.
I think I ready an action to dagger whoever comes close enough, and I turn the horse. Well, I can keep the horse.
No, they
facing
split. After your magic knocks their dogs unconscious, they bolt.
Yeah, so we're...
One heads north, one heads south.
Is that all? I was really enjoying your story of this wizard.
They flee as fast as their feet can carry them. Their dogs
Dogs
unconscious.
really were hungry. They passed out from exhaustion. Should I take the dogs with me? I think I do.
You just
Add
put them
to
in the
my
cart?
ambulatory- Yeah, I will. Are they muzzled?
Nope.
They have anything around their neck?
A leash and a collar.
I would like to muzzle them.
With what?
Length of rope.
Do you have rope use?
I do not. That really would be good. Maybe I should spend. Is that a? Can any class get rope use?
Yep. Make me
I
a unproficient rope use check.
Yeah, that's probably based on dexterity, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So is it just dex straight out -5?
I think
Or
it's
should
a
I look?
dex at -5. I'm gonna double check it though.
I think I should probably. I've got that spare proficiency slot since like level 3 or 4. I'm thinking maybe I should declare that for rope use.
Yeah. Rope use is that exactly. Just dex
So
at 0.
So my dex is 8.
So d20 plus 3.
No,
No.
I'm not able to
All
tie
right,
up the dogs.
You muzzle as best as you can, but it kind of just like slides off, and you don't know how to get a good muzzle to work on a dog.
All right, probably dangerous to put them in the back of the cart.
Might break your glassware.
Yeah. All right, I leave the dogs behind and try and get moving before the 2d4 rounds of unconsciousness wears off.
It's fine. You get to Misty Rapids a little bit later.
Yeah.
You pass many villages along the way.
How many more of these encounters do I have to have before the bandits just give up and stop?
We'll see. We'll see.
At what point will you reevaluate your random encounter table? When will you realize that the souls are probably more benefit to me than the gold is to the bandits?
Oh, that's not even that doesn't go into the calculations. It's at what point is Carl or Georg famous enough that a bandit might see him coming down the road and go, "Wait a minute, guys, I think that's Carl. Let's not ambush him."
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to get your name out there a little bit more if you want people to.
Maybe I should have run down one of those girls and taken her soul. No. Someone has to spread the rumors.
Yeah.
All right, so I head back to the keep.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you get back to the keep with your books and everything.
Yeah.
Kel Crystal lets you in, no problem.
Yeah,
Although she asks, "What's in your cart?" More out of curiosity than out of authority.
A load of books, fresh from Thornwood, I say quite excitedly.
Oh.
A few other wizardly things.
She
I
seems disappointed.
wave like a Erlenmeyer flask at her excitedly.
Uh-huh. That's very nice there. Ark. She doesn't seem to know what to call you anymore, so she just calls you Ark.
Whatever. I don't think I correct her or give her a name. Yeah. So I head on in. I guess I've been gone for a couple of days and I didn't tell anyone where I was going.
You don't have to. You're an adult.
Okay.
So where are you going to set up your library?
I think in that spare room that I was in, the wizard.
Oh, you've got the bedroom that you live in, and then there's the spare room with that looks out over the town.
Yeah, I think I kind of just pass out wherever I feel like it. So I've got like the workshop. So I put all the glassware and stuff in the forge/workshop.
Okay.
Put all the books in the wizard locked closet.
Okay.
And I probably just pass out either in the forge or in the little library nook, depending on how So I'm guessing that the bedroom becomes more of a library than a bed. It's the library with a cot in it.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you've got the one bedroom plus the forge.
Yes.
Okay.
Books are in the bedroom.
Okay. You will need... Right now they're just going to be stacked on the ground. You don't have any bookshelves in there.
Need some bookshelves?
Yeah, you can get people to make them for you. And at this point, you actually might want to talk to Baron Song about actually creating a dedicated workshop for you, or expanding the forge to be a dedicated workshop that has like room for library and stuff.
Yeah, I figured I didn't want the library right next to the forge in case something catches fire, but
sensible.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay.
Link in chat.
Oh God.
It's soul harvesting time.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, or better yet, we should talk to Lord Song about building a giant absurd tower in the keep.
That wouldn't be absurd.
Okay.
All right, so you're here. You've got all this stuff taken care of. You can even learn your spells for the day.
What's the has Lance hasn't come around looking for me, has he?
No, he is not.
I will go tell Kel Crystal that the hunter Lance
We'll be bringing you a displacer beast
yeah,
skin.
maybe bringing me a hide, and that if I'm not around to pay, is there a way I can like leave gold in her? I don't know. I guess maybe I'll think out loud with her. If yeah, can I? Or is there like a is there some like an accountant that I can leave money with? I mean, like what? If he shows up and I'm not here, is there someone I can hand 100 gold to and say, pay Lance if he shows up and I'm not here? Or can I just...
I think this is too small of a barony, or Baron Song doesn't have the appropriate men for that sort of thing. If you were in Ramdal's position, there would definitely be someone you could leave this with, but Baron Song is kind of minor. I think in this situation, if you're not around, he just like hangs out in town until you show up, or he leaves word that he came looking for you, and then you coordinate. Life without cell phones is a bitch.
Yeah. Okay. Oh well. All right. Anyway, I tell her that Lance may stop by looking for me, and
she appreciates the heads up. Makes it easier to detect spies and assassins.
She never struck me as paranoid as the rest of these fools, but I do kind of wonder what's going on in that temple. So so Lance hasn't stopped by.
Nope.
Lord Song hasn't said anything.
Lord Song has, well, you haven't seen him in a while.
It's like 4 days.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we're pretty much...
Yeah, so I think, if we don't have anything else to do, I may take a ride out that afternoon to the temple out in the Tether Wilds.
Okay.
See what Mother Olman has done with it, if anything. Because she's been hanging out at her own temple.
Right.
Even like the day after, she was back in town at her own temple.
She's got people
she left some second in command in charge of it. What do I see when I ride out?
Yeah. You're probably going to want to wait till tomorrow. If you ride out tonight, you'll get there near sundown.
Okay. That's not far away.
Yeah. So the next day, also mark another 2 HP gained.
Oh, yeah.
The next day, you ride out to the temple, and you see that it is decorated quite heavily. There are all sorts of banners and flags and fabrics, and the tree has a whole bunch of things wrapped around it and has all sorts of decorations hanging off of it, like a Christmas tree, but with different sort of ornamentation. And there is a large symbol of Nadinus, which I need to look up because I don't have it memorized. I'm a bad DM.
I think it's just the staff, isn't it? / the tree? Or is there a more specific...
She has a specific...
Chad is impressed that my horse has lasted 3 days. It almost deserves a name.
Here we go. Nadinus. It's a green leaf.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of green leaf things, like carved green leaves hanging down from things. There's that big, overhead sign, big 2 foot tall, 10-foot wide board, supported by poles above the tunnel that leads down into the temple.
So is there anyone milling about?
With leaves dangling down from it. Yes, there are people in green robes hanging about, and as you approach, one of them kind of jogs over to you and says, "Oh, why, it's our Carl."
I nod.
What brings you to our festive little establishment?
I like what you've done with the place. I think I dismount and like keep walking towards the tree.
You know,
Um,
this is truly the most sacred of sites of Nadinas. Inside the temple, before we even got here, was a statue dedicated to her, and above it grows the great tree, truly a sign of Nadinas. This was destined to be her temple from the beginnings. It's a
this
shame
is a
such a thing
temple.
was locked away for so long.
This is a temple to all the gods.
Nonsense! There's a statue to Nadinas inside! It is simply
Are
hers.
you are you so sure? I think I tie my horse straight up to the tree, and
The man protests, but, you know,
I mean,
this is a
if
sacred
he
tree. It is not meant for tying horses to.
I mean,
Please,
if he does anything to like stop me or to like send me somewhere else, I'll maybe consider it. But I think I'm ignoring him for
he
the most
just
part.
uses words.
Yeah, I just sort of ignore. I'm having that conversation while I'm tying the horse to the tree,
Right, right.
and then I head down to check out the depths of the temple.
Okay. You head down inside.
About how many people does it seem like there are there like a
15?
couple, a dozen, 15?
Yeah. You're not even
15 above ground, or like there's a few
15
of us.
above ground.
Okay.
You head
Milling
down.
about building. Are there still tents? The tents are gone, right?
Nope, the tents are still there. The Dysek
Okay.
flags have been taken down and replaced with flags that have leaves on them.
Uh-huh.
You head down into the dark. It appears that the area is now magically lit. So you, well, not the tunnel is dark, but the entranceway to the temple is magically lit.
I look around. Do I see a source of the light? I
No,
believe continue light needs to be cast on an object, correct?
right, but you could cast it on a ceiling, for example,
Okay.
or on a
Okay.
floor.
Okay.
Um,
Didn't even need a spellcraft check. Is the door to the temple open?
it is.
I step up and inspect. Is it? Oh, it's just open. I wonder if
just
she just
open.
spelled it or if she just left it open. Trying to remember if I ever shut it behind me. Are there any uh, slaves of Nadinus down here?
There are no slaves, but there is a single worshiper.
Inside the temple?
Yes, currently kneeling before the statue of Malchus.
Yes, yes. Pay homage. I look around the temple. Is there anything they've done with the place, or just
They've brought in like chairs and pews and a little area, like a raised area that someone could
Mhm.
stand on. A raised lectern is what it is. Not even lectern. What the hell did like the Catholic priests use to stand on in a church to yell down at their
Dais?
people? No, it's like that little like staircase way that goes up to a small platform so they can like stand above everyone else and talk down to them.
Yeah, something like that.
There's a term for it. I don't know what it's called, but that thingy.
Soapbox.
Yeah.
Um,
A pulpit.
is that in pulpit? Yes, yes, yes. Is
Yes.
that in front of the statue or behind it?
No, it's to the side.
Okay. It amuses me that this guy is paying homage beneath the statue of Malchus, or rather, this blank granite column,
Hmm.
worshiping the creations of men. I think I'll hang around for like 5 or 10 minutes and see if he finishes up and leaves.
No, the person seems to be deeply in prayer. The person who talked to you earlier followed you down and is standing
Oh.
behind you, saying, "Carl, what brings you to our holy temple of Nadinus? Have you truly seen the error of your ways? That the energy of the sun gives light to all that is nature, and Nadinus is the force beyond that."
I like look at him for a second and pause at how he's probably got more right than he realizes. Yes, I have made a great many errors in my life, as have we all.
Oh,
I go back to like looking around absentmindedly and not.
it's wonderful to hear you.
I kind of wanted to shut the door and see if the wizard lock still worked, but I was hoping that no one would be around watching, and I don't think I want to lock a guy in there randomly.
It's so good that you've come to seem the way.
Are these doors always open? I say, like, inspecting the door.
Well, yes, everyone should come and worship at any time, day or night. We have a delicious kale salad for lunch. Would you care to join us?
No thanks. I'll pass. I have some jerky.
Jerky? No, no,
Is there
no,
any?
no. The true follower of Nadinus eats only the vegetables of the world.
Well, I guess I got a lot of work to do. I think I do just like shut the door and see what. Like I just grab hold of the double doors and shut it.
As you walk over to the double doors, he asks you if you would like to pray with him.
Uh, I'm praying just fine on my own, thanks. And I'm like looking up at the doors and like trying them out, and I like shut them.
When you shut them, they shut with a loud noise. The guy that was praying looks up and back at you. The man next to you goes, Carl? And starts to slowly back away from you.
Does the door open? I hope I didn't just summon a wraith by closing it.
That would be great.
Does it open normally?
No, it's shut.
It's like wizard locked?
Yeah. I hope you have a knock memorized.
I do. Yeah, I would have it's a new day, right? I've still got it. I haven't changed my spell list, so I've rememorized it that morning. Okay, just checking. I wanted to make sure that I still had the power here and that it wasn't and that she hadn't the Roman hadn't cast a dispel magic or something.
Yeah.
Does he say anything more?
No, he backs away slowly towards the other side of the room. And yeah.
I guess I'll shout to the other side. You may want to clear the doorway.
Carl?
Stand back, and I'll cast my knock spell.
Okay, you open the doors. There's a loud boom as the doors ring.
Yeah, I push it back open again. Sorry, just had to check a few things, and
you hear a sigh of relief coming from the man who you were talking to, and you see him like take a candlestick from behind his back and set it back down on a little shelf.
I like look at him confusedly into the candlestick. Do I have any?
Not like a wax candlestick, but like the metal thing that holds a candlestick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a candlestick holder. There we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just had to check the meter, and I head up.
The meter? Is there some music in here that I'm unaware of?
The music of the universe. It's all around us. Is there's nothing else that they've changed? They've just like spruced it up a bit.
Yeah. The two men exchange looks.
I'll leave and resurface. Maybe poke around the camp a little bit before hopping back on my horse and leaving.
All right, you take off.
No one doesn't look like they're planning any construction or anything. They're content to just have a little campsite.
You do see signs of ongoing construction. There are people that are working on things.
Erecting a temple atop on the surface somewhere? Or
you don't know what it is that they're doing. No large projects, but there's clearly people that are like lathing boards and chopping up things. You can ask around.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So as I'm walking around the camp, I will turn to one of the carpenters and say, "What are you working on?"
We'd like to reinforce the tunnel. A small quake would collapse it. People inside would be trapped, and we would be trapped from the mother. The true mother of all things. Needs reinforcement and maybe some shelters and a room for people to stay in. There's a lot of improvements to make before this is the holy site it needs to be. Now, I don't know if Mother Nadinus has had the opportunity to speak to you about this, but I was hoping... I'm sorry, Mother Ullman could speak to you about this. I was hoping maybe you could ask Baron Song to free up some funds for the temple.
I think that's a question for Mother Ullman.
Right, perhaps, but you seem to have his ear. As bizarre as that may be, that he listens to an arcane man over the will of the gods. None of my business, of course, but as long as you have his ear and you're a follower of our goddess, it would be good of you to see some funds come this way.
Yes, well, times are tight. I'll see what I can do. And I think walk off if nothing else looks interesting.
He looks dejected as you depart.
Hop back on the horse.
Okay. And you can take off back to town.
Back to the keep.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm surprised Lady Dysec is letting this fly. We will see.
We'll see what's going on. There are plenty of things afoot. Before we wrap up today's episode, which I think we will be doing very shortly, can I figure out from you what sort of plans you have going forward? What are your desires?
I think we've wrapped it all up,
Okay.
right? I wrapped up all the quest leads, so I think.
Well,
I guess I'm gonna wait on the Displacer Beasts. But in terms of my own, I'll probably get back to. I think it's time to start looking for rumors of the flying wizard thing.
okay.
I don't know how long that will be, or if I will find any leads. But I'll start researching that next session.
Sure.
Maybe randomly scrying towards the sky and out in the plains.
Mhm.
I don't know what other ideas I have there.
Well, if you want your staff, that's going to be a couple of weeks of dedicated work.
Yeah.
So we could also, skip ahead 2 weeks because it takes 8 hours a day of working on your staff to make it.
Yeah, working on my staff, and I have spells to study and Lady Redshield's library to pour over.
Right, and there's also the unicorn locked in the dungeon that's being bled.
Yeah, yeah. I was planning on at least taking over responsibility for the unicorn.
Let's see. Baron Song has a few outstanding tasks for you. He needs a way to send messages to people in secret so that they can get there for sure. And he wants a way to protect his coffers from those who might try to sneak into them. What sort of magical traps or wards or magical locking can you provide him with?
I told him that I could wizard lock, but that he wouldn't be able to access it.
Right.
And he didn't seem too happy with that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the things that are going up. I know what to plan for, and why don't we call this a wrap for today's session? It's good to be back to Dicing with Death. 1 week off is 1 week too many.
Ooh, speaking of, I will be out of town next Wednesday. We may be able to catch a makeup. We may just need to coordinate off stream.
Okay.
Next week I'll be at a conference Wednesday through Friday. I don't know. So we may just need to coordinate separately.
Okay. All right, that's it. Then we'll coordinate that separately.
Yeah, so no Dicing with Death next Wednesday. Maybe we'll catch a session on some weekend. I don't know about this weekend.
This weekend is pretty shot for me unless it's on a Sunday.
Okay. I think Sunday is Shenanigans, which I'm not sure if I'll be able to make, but
yeah, Sunday morning. Cool. Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you for hanging out and watching.
I do need to tell Marjorie about her family.
Oh, right. We can. She doesn't have anything to say really other than thank you. There could be some role playing there, but we can gloss over that.
Or we can deal with it next episode. I guess.
Do you want experience for it now? Or do you want experience for it next week?
It depends how close I am to leveling.
All right. Well, let's add up experience. Let's see. What did you do this week? You raided a library filled with books. That's worth something. You've basically built yourself a library overnight. That's worth a sizable amount of experience, in my opinion.
Yeah. There were the 4 bandits.
You defeated 8 bandits, including 2 dogs.
Yeah. There was an ogre encounter, but I talked my way out of that.
Yeah.
There was...
you ignored a bear.
You started wandering. Yeah, we ignored the bears and the wild dogs.
Let's give some experience for learning about what's going on at the temple. That's too much, though. Let's give some experience for you didn't learn any spells. You cast 16?
12, I think.
Oh, it was 11. Then you did a large with the ogres is 12, and the detect magic for 13. Yeah, because you found some secrets with that.
Okay. And then a 14 for the color spray I used on the dogs.
14. So 14 times 50 experience per spell level.
I believe so.
Okay, so that's plus 700 experience for spells. Any quest lines that you finished up?
A lot of there's Marjorie. I don't know if you've already counted that. Marjorie,
Not
free
until
Marjorie
you
from
have that
Grace.
conversation with her.
Okay. There was. I think we already got like returning to Lady Thornwood or Lady Redshield's place, but I think
Right, we included some experience for that.
checking on the temple. I guess that doesn't count as anything.
You followed up with that
Uh,
poor child and gave them some cash.
Yeah,
Give you some
yeah.
experience for that.
Followed up with the Displacer Beast Tide, but I guess we'll wait until. I guess the reward will probably just be buying Displacer Beast Tide, but
Yeah, but you also have made kind of a name for yourself by driving
yeah, I don't know
off
if you
some
want to do something
bandits
about the
and
bandits. Started a
yeah,
forest fire.
forest fire.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty pretty low XP episode. Aside from spell XP seems to add up a little bit, although I'm
Yeah.
like 10,000 away from a level.
Right. Well, the library stuff is pretty important. That's a
Yep.
lot of stuff. And let's see, add 10% for. Oh, I didn't include any role playing in there. Let's add some role playing
Asks
experience.
how many people died in the forest fire? How many woodland creatures?
Too many. Including the 10% for high intelligence, you gain 7,381 experience.
That's really close to 7,381.
7,381.
Damn, I'm like 1,000 away from level 7.
Well, I don't think you would have gotten there with the Marjorie stuff.
Yeah, like
I would have only got you like halfway.
yeah, I'm like 1,100 almost. Next time though, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. What I would do with 4th level spells.
God, that's gonna put you at 7th level.
Yeah,
Jesus. Hopefully, that from 7th to 8th is a long way, though.
I think so.
I hope that's an insane. I hope it's a double again.
This one wasn't. I was surprised how it was just 20k, 20k
No,
between
it's
the last 2 levels.
30k to the next level. It's not double. It's
Is it
1.5.
90k to level 8.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
7 to 8's not that big. 8 to 9's not that big, but 9 to 10 is huge.
Level 9 is a big one. Level 9, you can start making scrolls and potions.
Uh-huh.
Which basically starts to get a little game breaky. I don't know what game breaky, but that may be where we would think about retiring or like temporarily shelving.
Maybe. We'll see. That's it for this week's Dicing with Death, everybody. We will see you sometime next week, we hope, as the quarter draws to a finish. And if you stick around in like 15 or 20 minutes, I'm going to be doing some Attila Total War, which is fantastic and I absolutely love. And then we have Hardcore Heroes at 11 on Saturday. It's an hour earlier than usual. And then we should have Shenanigans at 10 on Sunday at its regular scheduled time. So we'll see you guys all later. Ryan, final words? No.
What?
Final words?
Horse theft is punishable by death.